I had a tummy tuck. The experience was amazing. I feel like I came in with an expectation of what I wanted to have done, and he listened to what I had to say and corrected me on some of my notions, gave me a more realistic idea of what I could expect, and so I went into it knowing what was going to happen, which is very important to me. I'm someone who has a lot of allergies to medications, so my primary concern was how am I going to do this entire process without pain medication, because I don't take any. And he was at first he was surprised that I would actually do this without that, but I've had lots of children and lots of surgeries without it, but this is new to me. So I wanted to understand what we could do in case the pain got ahead of me. So I guess my primary feeling was I need to explain to him that I have a high threshold, but he needs to talk to me about what I can do to make this tolerable. And he did. It was very easy. They outlined for me what was going to happen. I asked to be the first person in the morning, and I got there with my husband. Dr. Berman came in to make sure that everything was going to be as he expected. The nurses were really attentive, and because of all my allergies, I had a special meeting with an anesthesiologist, and he went over what they could do to prevent me from throwing up after the surgery, which, you know, with abdominal surgery is not the best. So I was very pleased. When I woke up, it took me longer than most people to come out of the anesthesia, and they waited for me, I think it was 3 to 4 hours, and then I was packed in the car and went home. I think I'm an unusual plastic surgery candidate because I am not all that interested in my superficial appearance. So for me, going in to see a plastic surgeon, I really wanted him to understand that this procedure was about me not having to think about my appearance going forward. I'm not sure if people really have seen before and after pictures of a tummy tuck, but it's dramatic. You have this extra skin that you don't want, and everything that you wear, you can see it. Every time you exercise, everything you're wearing. And so I really was at a place, my youngest child is 15, and so I wasn't going to have any more children, and I really wanted to be done with thinking about this every day. So when I went into him, I think he was very understanding of that. He didn't try to sell me other procedures, which as a woman is a great thing, because I think when you go into a plastic surgeon, sometimes you think he's going to say, have you thought about your breasts? What about your chin? All those kinds of additional things that would make you feel not so great about yourself. He approached it very clinically and talked about the actual procedure on the day of, because that's what I needed. And I'm sure that for other people, he adjusts that. I would say week 1 was really tricky, just because even though I intellectually knew that this was something that was a major surgery, it was difficult to get around. I'm someone that likes to be at work, likes to be doing things, and I just had to say, I'm going to be in bed, and my teenage children are going to wait on me, which is, not a bad thing. And I would say a week in, I was sitting out in the driveway chatting with my neighbors and sending emails, and it was not that bad. I actually had some swelling post-operatively, so I came into the office 2 to 3 times a week for the first several weeks, and he made sure that I came back as much as I needed to at a time that worked for my work schedule. I was taken right away and made as comfortable as I could be. And I had access to his cell phone. I texted him, I emailed him, I called him. I saw him more than my husband, I think, for the first few weeks. I absolutely got everything I expected from it. I'm realistic about the time that it's going to take. It's not an overnight thing. You've had major surgery, you're swelling, you have a scar, and it's going to take about 6 to 12 months for me to be really seeing what the final product is going to be, and I'm happy to wait because what I went from to what I am now is such a dramatic improvement. I absolutely don't, I get dressed, I wear whatever I want, I'm completely 100% satisfied. I think plastic surgery has its place, absolutely. If you get up every day and don't feel good about what you see, that absolutely affects how you feel. So sometimes taking a small step towards that can have a huge impact. My feeling is that choosing a surgeon that understands that it is the marriage of what's going on inside with what's going on outside gives you the best results.